welcome back. I finished up my page. Some of the things that I've done on this, if you'll notice that this isn't quite as white, what I did was I took one of my ink pads, and I also took some of my Distress ink by Tim Holtz by Ranger, and I took a little bit of water on one of my brushes, and I just kind of patted it into the ink, and then I just kind of brushed it on, and then I took a paper towel and kind of blotted it off and kept brushing it on and blotting it off until I got kind of a more of an antique look to the paper. I just felt like the white was just a little too bright, so I wanted to tone that down just a tiny bit. The other things that I added to this that I wanted to show you, I added some rub-ons here. These are by Creative Imaginations, and I pressed on the M and the Y, and then I outlined that to kind of bring that off away from the page just a little bit more. Now this, where it says Lucky Life, is the bottom of this postcard. So I cut this out. This postcard comes with the ephemera kit, and this is off of the page that I showed you at the beginning, and I've cut a lot of different items off of that. The keys were out of that kit. This oval, the ticket were also out of that kit. This 7 stenciled tag was in there also. But I cut the postcard out. I took some of my ink and I rubbed it around the edges of it. Very similar to like taking this and this, just kind of rubbing it like this along the edges. Like that. Now if I wanted to pull that ink out a little bit, I would get a little water and then rub that in like that. And just kind of antique the edges up a little bit. That's what I did for that. It's very slight. Now I'm going to use this postcard for journaling. I'm going to journal on that with some very fine black tip markers. I finished up and put the date in here with the black pen. Pulled off some of the ink with that, with a wet paper towel, and I used a Pilot Permaball pen for this. And if you can get to it before it completely dries, you can just lift some of that ink. And I kind of think that gives it a little more antique look by lifting some of that ink off of the page. Okay, over here I added kind of a collage of some elements here. I took one of these Lucky 7 ephemera tickets and I tore the edges, and then to get the hole punch, that circle, I used a hole punch there. And then I kind of scrunched it up and then attached it. What else? Oh, the photo, I did not I didn't use the gel medium to attach that. I used some regular scrapbook adhesive tape for that. Some other things that I used, some of the heavier elements like this button. Now I took the shank off the back of that button before I attached it. Then I used things like these Zot dots to attach those kind of things that are a little bit heavier. That pretty much is it. I finished up the page. I hope you enjoyed and learned some things. I do want to go over a couple of the techniques real quickly with you. What we did here, we did an image transfer. We printed it on regular printer paper, turned it over, added the regular gel, the golden medium. You could use your, oh, what's the name of that stuff? Hang on. Yeah, this will do, the Mod Podge, it will do the same thing. You could use that instead of your medium. Turned it over, we rubbed it, and then we pulled it off carefully. Now, if any of your paper does attach to that, you can just rub it off with your fingers. But rub it good with your fingers and then pull it off. And remember, it doesn't have to be a perfect transfer. All right? Then we used the brick stencil and we added a little bit of paint, which is always fun to do. Then we used our gel medium, tore our paper that we had printed and added it up here, and then covered it again with the gel medium. If you notice, the rub-ons go right on top of that gel medium. The other thing that we did was we added rub-ons, and then we painted inside of them, just to add a little more color to that. So that's pretty much it for this first page. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you'll come back as we continue to work on our journal. I'm going to finish up my journaling here, and I'll see you guys later.